Airport information, Mike. Wind at 320 degrees at 6, temperature 53, altimeter 3000. ILS approach runway 26 left. Four vector to the traffic pattern in use. Landing runways, runway 26 left.
Alright, and welcome to Bush Flying Episode 1 with me, Captain Lamb Chop, on Little Wings. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some African bush flying. Now it is late at night, so I'm gonna change the time. Custom time. We'll go for about 7 AM. That'll do. It's hard to get the time to record, so you know, sometimes you've got to change this. So today we're gonna start in Maun, which is the ICAO, whatever the code is Foxtrot Bravo Mike November, and we're gonna be flying to, I don't even know how to say this. It's Xugana, or Xugana. The airport code is Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray Golf. So we're going to start off with that and see what happens. We are going to be flying in the Cessna Caravan. And I'm just going to make sure I have plenty of fuel, because obviously in real life, a lot of the places we're going to be landing, there would be no fueling at these places. Most of them are just dirt strips. Go for about 70. Well, we'll go for 80% fuel. Yeah, I'll do. CG looks fine. Should do it. Right, so I am using Navigraph, so I'll just bring that over. So I do have the flight path programmed in here. There isn't any stars or SIDs really in this area. There's a SID over here, so it's taking from Maun over here and up there, but what I'm actually going to do is follow the delta and then make my turn up here. Let's just check the wind. It's generally pretty mild in this area. I'll go Mount. Yeah, so 80 degrees at 7 knots. So we want to be on 26. That means when we are landing at I can't even say the word, Xugana airport, which is quite a common place for bush pilots to land. There's a lot of camps nearby there. But the runway is kind of on this orientation. So we'll probably come in from this side, but realistically with the wind conditions, we could go either way. And we'll start off from a parking ramp. Let's just check the ramps out at Maun. I believe it's about 62 is usually what I choose, which is the best one. 59, yeah, in the 50s. 59, we'll go for that one. Alright, get that loaded up. it's great doing this bush flying. I've spent a fair amount of hours doing it, even before, the new Flight Sim in Flight Sim X. The graphics weren't as good, but it's still, it's a lot of fun, especially if you're just sitting there on a nighttime, on your own. You can kind of, if you like to get into the, the role play, the realism aspect of it, it can be pretty fun. And some of the approaches and the strips that you're landing on are very difficult, very hard to see, which just adds to the fun, really. Like the strip that we're going to be landing at first here is a grass strip, and it has some markings painted on it, but it's still quite a difficult strip to see. Must say as well, the Cessna Caravan is so good to fly. Like, once you get it trimmed, you can just let go of your stick, and it'll stay there. Right, so I haven't done a lot of flying in this plane in the new Flight Sim. I think this will probably only be my second time in this plane on the newest one. So we'll use the checklists for now. Because I need to get used to the startup procedures on this plane.
Fuel selector. Both on. Engine ignition selectors. Norm. Power lever. Idle. Prop RPM lever. Max RPM. Battery switch. On. Beacon. On. Avionics number 1 switch.
TOS
On.
system test.
Fuel boost.
Okay.
On. Starter.
So nice, this plane, though. It just, where you want it to go, it will go. Just it handles so smoothly. It's great. And I spend most of my time on this sim with the Airbus, but every now and again it's nice to sort of pick up with this one, which is why I've decided to do these episodes of bush flying, just so I can get more time on this plane. There is a bit of a glitch, it seems, on the checklist for this plane. When you bring the starter up and it spools the engine up, but it doesn't complete, so you have to auto-complete it.
On.
I spent, this morning, I spent about half an hour waiting for it.
Low idle. Starter. Off. Fuel boost. Norm. Avionics number 2 switch. On.
We'll just do this one now.
Parking brake. Set. Strobe. On. Parking brake. Release.
So good to go, alright. I'm just going to bring Navigraph up and enable moving maps. And then if we just get the Garmin turned on. So we're going to be wanting to take off from the left hand side of the runway there. So I'm just going to tune into the ground on the radio and get a pushback.
I'm on ground. Spoosh 16267 requesting pushback.
It sounds like she's saying sploosh.
Spoosh 16267, pushback request accepted.
Make sure that parking brake's off.
I'm on ground, Spoosh 16267 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the right.
The call sign's actually S-Bush 1,
Your request has
not
been
Spoosh.
transmitted to the operator.
I'm on ground, Spoosh 16267 requesting the end of pushback.
Spoosh 16267 request to end pushback received.
And want to be departing to the east.
I'm on ground, Spoosh 16267 with Echo request taxi for takeoff east departure.
Spoosh 16267 taxi to and hold short of runway 8 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.7 when ready.
And I'm just going to move my camera because I've just realised it's blocking the view there. There we go. Acknowledge that taxi clearance.
Taxiing hold short runway 8 using taxiway Alpha, Spoosh 16267.
One thing you've got to watch out for on this plane is when you've got your prop RPM set to maximum, even if you cut your throttle all the way, it will continue moving until you use your brakes. So you've got to be very generous on the brakes, especially when it comes to turning. Like, I have the throttle completely off there, and as you can still see, you know, we're still carrying momentum regardless of whether I use the brakes or not. You've literally, to get it to stop, you've got to hold your brakes on. I don't know if that's a thing with the real plane, but it certainly is in this game simulator. There seems to be a car in the road. Never mind, we'll go around him. If airport staff were really as careless as they are in Flight Simulator, I don't think any planes would ever get off the ground. So this is a real flight that you can charter. You know, if you're out over there in Botswana. And most of the flights that I'm going to be doing as part of this series will be real world charter flights.
Spoosh 16267, hold position, caution, other traffic.
See, I've had my throttle off the entire time there.
Spoosh 16267, continue taxi.
See how fast we're going when I had to apply the brakes there.
Roger, Spoosh 16267.
So in reality, generally you would keep your prop RPM very high to take off, but I'm gonna drop that down just to counteract the over. I can't even think of the word now. Yeah, to stop this. Mine's went blank. Stop the warnings you get from there. Mixture on this plane about 70%, 71 that'll do. For takeoff, 80 on the RPM. Should counteract some of that momentum we're gaining here as well. And if anybody's interested in knowing, I'm using the HOTAS 4 throttle and joystick. It was the only one I could get at the time that wasn't stupidly expensive. I think I paid about £35 for it. So, you know, worth every penny. Right, so just before I request takeoff clearance, I'm just gonna make sure that's fine. Yep. Turn the lights on. Not that I need it, like it's probably about 40 degrees, blazing sunshine.
Mon Tower, Spoosh 16267, ready at runway 80's departure.
Spoosh 16267 cleared for takeoff runway 80's departure approved.
Cleared for takeoff runway 8 Spoosh 16267.
Set my flaps to 1. Let's get going. And 65 knots. Rotate. And we've got good weather today and my speed's looking good, so I'm just gonna retract those flaps, pull back on the throttle a bit.
Don't sing, don't sing, don't sing, don't sing.
As you'll see, we've got the over RPM warning on again. So what I'll do is just once I get my speed nice and I get some altitude, I'm going to roll back the proper RPM.
I will contact you next when you leave my
I'm just going to trim that nose up. I find with this plane you have to apply quite a bit of up trim, but once you get it in the general area, she's a darling.
Mon Tower, Spoosh 16267, continue for
I'm just going to bring
departure.
that RPM back now, about 70%. I usually find you get a nice balance with your mixture and your RPM at about that, and we can bring back the throttle now because we've got some nice altitude. And I'm just gonna make a slight right turn, and we're gonna follow the Delta. Probably get some low passes in over this, and I'll get some views from the outside on the go as well. I find about half throttle is where this likes to cruise at low altitudes. I like to fly this around 120 to 130 knots. It's slow enough so that you can, get some nice views when you're flying low, and it also flies really stable at that speed as well. I mean, if I just level off that, trim my nose down just slightly, you can see like I'm, completely hands off there. It's just barely doing anything. Very predictable.
Mon Tower, Spoosh 16267.
I think we'll go for a dip along the Delta. Got that back that throttle a bit and point my nose down.
Mon approach Spoosh
Got some nice low passes over this water.
Cessna Caravan 5 miles northeast of Mon, 4,100 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace. Spoosh 16267 Mon approach. Squawk 7751. Squawk 7751 Spoosh 16267. Spoosh 16267 radar contact 7 miles northeast of Mon, 3,400 feet. Clear through the Charlie airspace. Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Spoosh 16267.
Great fun just zipping along rivers and deltas and stuff. Let's say the Sobo have done a great job of the water, miles ahead of the last flights in. Even X-Plane 11 with all the, you know, the different add-ons you could get, it never looked that good. And you know, I'm only running a modest setup here for my PC. You know, it's nothing special. I think we're going to get back on track and we've still got a while to go before I need to make a proper turn. Got leveled out here. Just gain a bit more altitude just so we're safe. If we just take a look at the map. Looking good. Yeah, I'm not using any autopilot here, and you can see just how smoothly she's flying, and I do not have my hands on the stick. The worst you get, like, you know, with the wind direction, is my left wing is rising a little bit, because we're not flying into the wind. But you know, other than that, it's such a docile plane. And the great thing about it is its stall capabilities as well, which is why they use them so much in Africa. I think the average strip length in Africa is about 2,000 to 3,000 feet, and those are the ones that are, you know, gravel, asphalt. Grass strips are usually 1,000 to 2,000 feet. So you really need something with stall capabilities in this kind of environment. And that's my favourite type of flying, really.
16267, you're leaving my airspace radar service.
Just acknowledge this.
7000. Frequency change approved.
Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved.
Yeah, stall flying is great. I actually fly a lot of RC aeroplanes, and most of them that I fly are, you know, planes that are stall capable. You know, they're based around Cessnas. Like I have one that's based on the Cessna 172, and it is my favorite thing ever. Love flying that thing so much. And I think it's about, I can't remember the scale of it, but it's got a 2-meter wingspan. It's fairly big scale, but even so, you know, it'll take off and land, you know, in 5 to 10 feet. Great thing, great toy. Right, so we're just gonna make a turn here and head northwest. I think when you're doing this kind of flying, you really need to keep your altitude as low as possible. I believe the standard ground level here is around about 3,000 feet.
Gagaroni Center, Spoosh 16267 is type Cessna Caravan 13 miles south of Foxtrot Bravo Mike Bravo. Request flight following.
And we're cruising around about 4.
Push
3,8 to 4.
Gaborone Center. Squawk 2105.
So realistically, we're flying at, you know, 800 to 1,000 feet.
2105, Spoosh 16267.
It's not like there's much to crash into, though.
Push 16267 radar contact 12 miles south of Foxtrot Bravo Mike Bravo 4,000 feet. Altimeter 29.9 tree.
Copy Spoosh 16267.
So if we keep following this heading, we should make it another big part of the Delta. That has some nice scenic spots that I'll fly over. And I mean, this is a pretty short flight. In a straight line as the bird flies, it's 59 nautical miles. Obviously, we've taken a bit of a diversion flying up that part of the Delta there. So it's still a very short flight. But we'll take a look when we get down and see where we're going to go next. I've got a big list of the airstrips written down next to me. But I do urge you to get out there and fly around here. You know, there's no cities or anything like that. You know, and there's a lot of repetitive landscapes, but that's what it's really like over there. So there is an element of realism to it. And it's so much fun landing on all these dirt strips and grass strips. I'm just going to cut my face out here now so you can just enjoy the view. Right, so we're actually getting pretty close now. If we look on Navigraph, it shows our destination is here. But realistically, it's actually a fair bit closer, like around here maybe. So I have to watch out for it. Because I did notice that the last time I done this flight, that on Navigraph they had it a little bit out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a bit of a drop down, follow this river here, because I know this leads towards it. Trim that nose down a bit. What I find with this plane as well, when you cut your throttle back, it feels like it wants to nose up, you know, and hit hit its stall point. So you've just got to try and counter trim that. It'll only nose up for a little bit before it starts nosing down, you know, with it stalling on the wings. I like to just pretend I know what I'm talking about.
500.
I'm not a real world pilot, I never have been. But I have been doing flight sim for nearly 20 years now. And I started on, yeah, it would have been, I think it was 2001, so 19 years. And I do fly RC planes as well. I have another channel actually on YouTube called Little Wings, but it's Little Wings RC. You know, so if you're into RC planes, go and check that out. I do a lot of videos on there of my own planes and other guys at the club that I fly at. You know, everything from electric to petrol. Oh yes, there's this nice green looking lagoon over here. We'll go for a fly over that so we can have a look at it. There we go. Whatever that is, it looks beautiful. So as part of this series of bush flying, I'm doing Africa at the minute. But I was thinking about also doing South America, you know, the rainforest. There's a lot of bush strips there. And then maybe heading over to maybe Alaska or Canada. A lot of cool strips around there. The further north you go, you know, the strips get very, very tricky. A lot of fun though, a lot of fun. Right, so we're getting very close here now. We're about 15 kilometers. That might be it. No, that's Shindy Lodge. It's a pretty good strip to land on as well. That's, I believe it's a dirt strip. I think this is us here. Yep. Oh, no, that's Camp Okavango. Actually, you know what? I think we might land there. It's a grass strip. And it's fairly short. I think we're gonna go here. We'll stop here. It's very hard to see this strip. I'm just gonna drop my altitude a bit. We might have to do a flyby just so we can get lined up. Yeah, we'll land here. I've just realised I've left all my landing lights on. Oh well. Tune into the frequency. So normally what a bush pilot would do is they would fly over the runway, you know, just to make sure there was no animals. So we'll do that, and then I can get lined up and we'll come back. I know the wind is coming from 90 degrees, but it's only 7 knots, so landing with the tailwind should be no issue. I know this is a dirt runway. Yeah. And there's like a ranger station around here in real life, which is mainly what they use this strip for. Right, okay, so we'll fly by and we'll get lined up. It's actually fairly easy to see, so we can come in quite short. Just remember with this Caravan, when you hit your flaps, you do get a lot of ballooning. So you have to counteract that as quickly as you can with your trim, just to keep it controllable as you bring her down. Yeah, you can see that ballooning happening, and the speed dropping. I'm going to keep my flaps at 2 there. There is one more slap, but it's a fairly long runway, so we should be alright.
500.
I'm coming quite hot. Get them flaps up. And if we turn around here, I believe about halfway down the runway there is a oh, doesn't want to turn. There is a little turn off bit that they use for well, I'm going to fly into the trees here. It really doesn't like turning on the ground, this thing. Oh god. If we come along here, there is a little concrete bit of road for taxiing along. Oh god, there it is. And there's a little bit where the planes will pull in, meet with the rangers and stuff. Somewhere along here. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, you can see the wheel marks ahead. I think this is supposed to be it. That was a fairly nice landing. So, just take a look at my list here. Right, I think we'll make a flight to Gooma. Just bring Navi maps up. Navi chart, sorry. Right, we're gonna have to put Zugana down because I believe this strip isn't actually on Navigraph. Right, so Gooma is Foxtrot Bravo Golf uniform. Let's hope it's not even on there. They really need to update this. Let's try Nixa Mercery, I think it's called. Foxtrot Bravo November X-ray. I'd still not bring it. These strips are an absolute nightmare, I tell you what. Let's get rid of Navigraph. And get this up. So there should be on here. Try this on Navigraph. Is it FBOM? No? Well, this isn't going well. Ah, hang on. Nope. Right, we'll just use this map then. Yeah, that'll do. So FBOM. So that is Omdop Airport. Duba Plains Camp. Right, we're gonna go there. Thank God for Google. So, get lined up on the strip. If anybody else is doing bush flying in Africa, I'd like to see your videos, so post a link down below. Really enjoying this type of flying at the minute. Well, that's where we're gonna go. Really doesn't like the turn on the ground. Oh, this is a grass strip. I thought it was a dirt strip. Right, flaps to one. Get the show on the road. Make a left turn. Should have brought that prop RPM up there, but never mind. Right, so we're going to follow the Delta. which I can see in the maps. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so we'll follow that to our next destination. I'll get rid of my face again until we get nearer the destination so you can enjoy the view. Right, so just coming up for Omdop Airport. There it is there, 5 miles. Again, we'll do the same routine. Fly over, come back round and land. I know there's not going to be any animals on it in the game, but it's nice to pretend. By the looks of this, it'll be a dirt strip as well. Actually no, it looks either like it might either be gravel or asphalt. That looks like concrete or asphalt, that. So we'll land the same way we passed. So it looks like it's easier to land that way and get to the services. Trim for flaps 1. Again, this looks like a nice long runway. Flaps 2. Didn't want to come down there. But we're down. Oh, there's even a fuel truck here. We'll pull around him. And we're down. Turn all this off. Thank you for watching. I think tomorrow I'm going to do the next recording, and we're probably going to go head over to Rundu, and then maybe make our way over to Cessna Airport. Let's just see what happens. I enjoy flying in Africa, so there's a lot to see around here. I mean, you can even go up further north and get to places like Victoria Falls, which I'd been imagine will look very good in this simulator. And like I said, I'm probably going to do a couple of episodes in Africa, and then head over to South America and do some flights over there, and maybe some in Alaska or Canada. So remember to like this video and to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Cheers.